Most people look for smiles and compliments, but true attraction never lives there. It lives in the subconscious, in the involuntary biological responses the body produces before the conscious mind has even decided how it feels. What if their accidental presence in your personal space was not accidental at all? What if that gaze that lasted just a little too long was a biological confession their nervous system made without their permission? Today, we are weaponizing dark psychology to expose exactly what someone's body reveals about how they feel about you before they ever say a single word. Okay, let's dive into this. The very first, and honestly one of the most glaringly obvious signals you're ever going to see, is the fixated gaze. Think about it. Normal, everyday social eye contact lasts what? Maybe 1 to 3 seconds before we naturally break it off? But when someone is genuinely attracted to you, their gaze lingers. We're talking 3 to 5 seconds longer than normal. And they do this completely without realizing it. It is not some calculated, conscious decision they are making. No, this is their brain actively directing their attention towards something it has flagged as highly significant, namely you. But here's the crazy detail that almost everyone misses. It isn't just about how long they stare at you. It's about what happens the exact second they get caught. See, a person who is just being polite, they'll hold eye contact for a moment and then look away completely neutrally. But a person who is secretly attracted, they are going to look away really quickly out of pure reflex, but then they'll look right back within seconds. Why? Because that biological pull is literally stronger than their social embarrassment. That quick return glance is hands down the most reliable confirmation of genuine attraction that body language science has ever identified. Moving into our next biological marker, we shift to what researchers clinically term gravitational proximity. You need to start paying very close attention to where someone physically positions themselves in group settings over a period of time. A person harboring a secret attraction will consistently find themselves hovering right within your personal space radius, often without any logical or obvious reason for being there. They didn't consciously plan to stand next to you. Their subconscious literally navigated them there. This is a preconscious sign of attraction that is heavily documented across every single culture studied. The key detail you are looking for here is consistency. I mean, anyone can randomly end up near you once, but repeatedly, across totally different situations, they are being pulled. Now, what is really fascinating is how that physical pull ties directly into our next involuntary response, and that is pupil dilation. When someone is attracted to you, their pupils will actually dilate, even if you are standing in perfectly normal, well-lit conditions. This happens because their brain is actively releasing a rush of dopamine simply in response to your presence. And that dopamine directly and involuntarily forces their pupils to expand. It is a physiological reaction completely outside of their conscious control. In fact, human pupils expand involuntarily in response to exactly two things. Just two. Low light and genuine interest. Nobody can just sit there and decide to dilate their pupils on command, which means if you happen to notice someone's pupils are visibly larger when they're looking at you compared to when they look at someone else in the exact same room with the exact same lighting, you are looking at a total biological confession. Their nervous system just made a massive admission completely without their permission. And that brings us to signal number 3. This is where dark psychology reveals something so subtle, most people never even realize it's happening: the subconscious scanning loop. A person who is secretly attracted to you is going to track your movements, even while they are fully actively engaged in a completely different conversation with someone else. So if you notice their gaze finding you repeatedly from all the way across a crowded room, trust me, you are not imagining it. You are being tracked. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how that loop works in real time. Step 1. Their eyes find you across the room. Step 2, their brain registers your exact position. Step 3, they return right back to their conversation without ever breaking the social flow. This scanning happens on a fully automated subconscious loop. Their brain has literally marked you as a high-value target worth monitoring, so it checks in on you automatically, completely regardless of what their conscious mind thinks it's focusing on. Now, this automated tracking builds directly into what we call the mirroring response. When someone is attracted to you, their body unconsciously begins to physically mirror your movements. Think about it. You cross your arms, and within 30 seconds, they cross theirs. You lean forward, they lean forward. You pick up your drink, they pick up theirs. This is the nervous system's hardwired way of creating an invisible rapport, and the wild part is it operates entirely below their conscious awareness. They have absolutely no idea they are doing it, which makes it one of the purest, most honest signals available to us. It can't be performed deliberately without looking totally awkward and obvious, and it definitely cannot be suppressed. Entering our final major reveal, we have to look at the voice frequency shift. Research has consistently shown over and over that people will unconsciously drop their voice pitch when speaking to someone they are attracted to. And yes, this shift happens in both men and women. If you ever notice someone's voice becoming noticeably softer, maybe a little slower or distinctly lower in pitch specifically when they're talking to you, compared to how they sound when they're just chatting with the rest of the group, you are literally hearing their nervous system physically responding to your presence. So the crucial point to understand here is that this pitch drop is an involuntary biological display signal. It's the exact same primitive mechanism that exists all across the animal kingdom. It activates instantly without any conscious instruction whatsoever. When you hear that shift, you're hearing their body expose feelings that their words are just not quite ready to admit yet. The body is the most honest communicator that exists. It doesn't negotiate with social norms or calculate what is appropriate to reveal. It simply responds. Everything we've covered in this explainer is produced by the subconscious, long before the conscious mind has even made a decision. You are not reading what someone chose to reveal. You're reading what their biology revealed for them. And that is information that no amount of social composure can ever take back once you know how to see it.